If you've been feeling more restless lately, with tangled emotions and racing thoughts, you're not alone. And it's not just in your head. On April 10th, 2025, the sky enters a rare and powerful field of tension. The moon in Virgo, rational, practical, and demanding, directly opposes a stellium in Pisces, brimming with intuition, spirituality, and emotional chaos. This kind of celestial clash doesn't go unnoticed. It stirs up what's been hidden, exposes inner contradictions, and pushes you face to face with choices you've been postponing. And as if that weren't enough, on the same day, the moon shifts into Libra, changing the tone and demanding balance in the midst of the storm. If you're on the verge of a decision, if you feel like something big is moving inside you, this is your moment to pay attention. It's not just astrology, it's an inner activation, and you're about to understand why. On April 10th, 2025, the sky sets the stage for a tension you may not see with your eyes, but you'll feel it in your body, your mind, your soul. The moon in Virgo, symbol of logic, order, and emotional control, stands directly opposed to a stellium in Pisces, a cosmic gathering of planets like Mercury, Venus, Saturn, and the North Node, in this sign ruled by the deepest waters of sensitivity and mystery. This opposition is like an astrological mirror. On one side, the urge to control, analyze, and plan. On the other, a quiet force, whispering, let go, trust, feel. Virgo wants explanation. Pisces offers faith. Virgo seeks method. Pisces dives into the unseen. And the human being, you, is pulled in both directions at once. This kind of aspect shakes everything. Your practical decisions, your looping thoughts, your routines, your emotional health, even your relationships. And the most curious part, many of these inner reactions aren't coming from the present. They're rooted in old, unconscious patterns, and the stellium in Pisces is digging them up to finally be healed. It's as if the universe is saying, you want stability? Then face the chaos you've been avoiding. That's the invitation of this transit. To find clarity in the middle of the fog and to create order, not through control, but through awareness. If you feel like you're overthinking, doubting everything, and feeling way too much all at once, you're tuning in exactly to what the sky is broadcasting. The opposition between the moon in Virgo and the stellium in Pisces represents an archetypal conflict we all carry. The battle between what the mind wants to understand and what the soul already knows but can't explain. Virgo stands for reason, attention to detail, and the urge to keep everything under control to avoid risk. Pisces, on the other hand, is the archetype of deep intuition, ego dissolution, and trust in the invisible. And in this clash, the truth is, neither side is wrong. The real issue comes when you try to silence one in favor of the other. Maybe you're trying to organize feelings that can't be organized. Or maybe the opposite, you're letting yourself be swept away by messy emotions and forgetting to look at what's right in front of you. This aspect might make you feel like you're teetering between clarity and confusion. Want to make quick decisions, but doubt every one of them. Seek spiritual answers, but feel lost trying to apply them in real life. It's as if the universe is testing your ability to navigate between worlds. the world of the real and the world of the symbolic, the routine and the mystery, logic and miracles. And it's exactly in that space between opposites that awakening happens. You might not know the exact position of the moon. You might not even know what a stellium is. But if you're feeling discomfort, restlessness, or conflicting sensations, your body and soul already know what's going on. When the moon in Virgo opposes a stellium in Pisces, the energy doesn't just hit your mind, it echoes through your body, your habits, the way you navigate daily life. During this transit, it's common to experience mental tension, racing thoughts, inner pressure, the urge to solve everything at once, emotional disarray, feeling like you're caught in an internal storm with no clear reason, physical symptoms, headaches, disrupted sleep, digestive unease, especially if you're resisting the changes this opposition is trying to trigger. Energetic hypersensitivity, soaking up the emotional atmosphere of places, people, news, environments, without even realizing it. On top of that, the stellium in Pisces might intensify vivid or bizarre dreams, déjà vu moment, a sudden urge to withdraw without knowing why, sharper perception of lies, illusions, or truths you once ignored. This happens because Pisces unlocks psychic sensitivity, while Virgo tries to translate all that into something logical. But what's coming up isn't meant to be controlled. It's meant to be processed, accepted, and healed. And the first step in dealing with this movement is to acknowledge, I'm feeling this because something inside me is shifting. Now let's talk about two of the most powerful forces behind this astrological movement. Saturn and the North Node, both part of the stellium in Pisces. Together, they form a kind of karmic key. While Saturn represents restriction, structure, and spiritual responsibility, the North Node points to the path of your soul's growth, the direction you came to explore in this life. In other words, this isn't just another hectic day, it's a moment of cosmic realignment. A time when the universe asks, are you willing to step out of your comfort zone and into what truly matters? Saturn in Pisces doesn't want you lost in illusions. It wants you to give form to your spirituality. And when it teams up with the North Node, what it demands is clarity. Not perfection, but commitment to your growth. You may feel a strange kind of pressure inside, like something is tightening within you. That pressure is your awareness telling you it's time. You can't postpone what you came here to build. This transit might bring revelations like realizing a cycle has come to an end, gaining clarity on what no longer serves you, even if it hurts, feeling the urgency to make a move, even without guarantees. Saturn and the North Node don't play around. They're here to align you with your soul's mission. So pay attention to the subtle signs, to conversations that stir something in you, to unexpected invitations, to those tiny annoyances that just won't go away. They're the map, and you're closer to your next step than you think. After the tension between Virgo and Pisces, the moon enters Libra. And at first glance, it might seem like things are finally calming down. After all, Libra is all about harmony, beauty, balance, and diplomacy. But heads up, that sense of relief doesn't mean the work is over. The moon in Libra arrives to tidy up the mess left behind by the chaos. It acts like an emotional mirror, pushing you to reflect on your relationships, the unspoken agreements you hold with others, and most of all, the imbalances you've been tolerating in the name of peace. And that's where things can get even more uncomfortable, because Libra demands that you reconcile opposites, that you find a middle ground between Virgo's control and Pisces' surrender, that you stop trying to please everyone and start listening to what your heart's been whispering for weeks. With this lunar shift, you might notice heightened sensitivity in your relationships, a need to speak truths you've been avoiding, a longing for ease, and frustration when it doesn't show up. And maybe the biggest challenge of today's moon in Libra is this: not using the appearance of balance as a way to avoid real inner work. The energy of the day is asking you to reconcile with yourself, not to avoid conflict, but to show up with clarity and authenticity in front of others. True harmony only begins when you stop lying to yourself, and the moon in Libra shows you exactly where you're still doing that. Now that you understand what's happening in the sky, and more importantly, within you, it's time to talk about what can actually help you move through this energetic portal with more awareness. Because knowing astrology isn't enough. You have to live it, embody it, use it as a compass. Here are some practices and mindsets that can align you with this moment. 1. Less control, more listening. If you're trying to force decisions, control everything, or make total sense of your feelings, stop. This is not a moment for pure logic. It's a moment for inner listening. Trust your sensations more than your plans. 2. Treat your body as an energy channel. With the Virgo Pisces axis activated, your body might be absorbing a lot. Take breaks, breathe, stretch, get proper rest. Your physical body is a radar, picking up what your mind hasn't caught yet. 3. Watch for repeating patterns. If the same themes keep showing up in your emotions, relationships, challenges, it's not a coincidence. It's a cycle, asking to be closed. Take notes, reflect, ask yourself, what do I still need to resolve before I move forward? 4. Relationships are mirrors, not walls. With the moon entering Libra, your connections come into the spotlight. Use this energy not to escape yourself through others, but to see clearly who's lifting you up and who's draining you. This transit isn't asking you to fix everything, it's asking you to show up with more truth. And that, in itself, is a powerful form of healing. Amid emotional confusion, mental rigidity, and the demands you place on yourself, this configuration isn't here to overwhelm you, it's here to align you. The opposition between Virgo and Pisces, combined with the moon's entry into Libra, has a very clear purpose: to make you pause, look inward, and recognize where you're draining energy just to maintain a false sense of order. So often, you think you're organizing your life, but in reality, you're postponing important decisions, hiding behind routines that no longer make sense, or staying in relationships where you barely recognize yourself anymore. This transit arrives with a cosmic question. What are you still holding on to just because you're afraid of what might happen if you let go? And that's the heart of transformation, because the moon in Virgo is here to remind you. Yes, structure matters, but not at the expense of your soul. And Pisces is here to remind you, yes, surrender is essential, but not at the expense of your integrity. True balance, the kind Libra aims to bring, isn't about control, it's about awareness. And awareness is born the moment you stop running from what you feel. You're not going through this transit by accident. It's happening now because you're more ready than you think. To see, to feel, and to transform what you've been avoiding. This isn't about doing everything perfectly or understanding every detail. It's about starting to live with more truth, allowing yourself to dismantle what no longer supports your growth, breaking free from emotional autopilot and stepping into energetic authenticity. And if you feel like something big is about to happen, it's because it already is, inside you. Now is the time to honor your sensitivity, your vision, your ability to rebuild. The sky is shifting, and so are you. If this message resonated with you, drop a comment below. I choose to align with what's true for me. Share this with someone who needs this awakening. Subscribe to the channel to keep receiving more content like this. And remember, the universe always responds when you stop running from yourself.